Oh, he's got records, he's got tapes, he's got DVDs, VSH, he's got a bunch of CDs, but he's got a show, it's the Grammy Show. It's the Grammy Show, oh, it's the Grammy Show.
The Grammy Show is recorded live at 1206 West Robb Avenue in beautiful Lima, Ohio. We are only here to help.
Please welcome Jon Ruggiero, everybody.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, everyone, for being here. That's right. I'm gonna be the one that fucking murders you all tonight. It's me, the unsuspecting one in the suits. Hello guys, my name is Jon Ruggiero, and I felt like to get in the mood, I should start off with some creepy jokes, okay? Let's do this. You ever been staring at a kid, and you think to yourself, they've got teeth under their teeth, and you get really creeped out? Happens to me all the time. You ever been in a comedy show and a guy starts off his set with, you ever been staring at a kid and you get really creeped out? You're fucking welcome. Here we are. Guys, I have been seeing a girl recently. Yeah. She's actually here at the show tonight. You can actually see her. She's in the back of the room floating 6 feet above the ground wearing a torn wedding dress and there's blood pouring out of her mouth. Can anyone else see her? Might just be me shit. And then this is a creepy story that I heard recently. Anyone know who Tony Bennett is? Yeah. Alright, there's one guy in the back. Tony Bennett, for those that don't know, is a 93-year-old singer. He has been in the recording industry since the fucking 50s. This guy's had a massive career. Still doesn't want to stop. Last year he released a new album and a new book about his life. I'm going to tell you 2 pieces of information I found in that book. The first is a picture that Tony Bennett took with 2 fans in the 60s. And it's Tony Bennett with his arms around 2 of his fans, a couple, a husband and wife, and you can see in the picture that the wife is visibly pregnant. First bit of information. Second bit of information is Tony Bennett is currently married to a 60-year-old woman. Now, John, why are those bits of information relevant to each other? Well, it's because the people in the photograph are Tony Bennett's wife's parents. Meaning that Tony Bennett met his wife when she was a fetus. I wish this was a conspiracy theory. It's not. He's just like, you know what would be really fucking cool? Game of Thrones is really popular. Let's try and explain some shit like that in my fucking book. Unbelievable. Jesus, I fucking love it back here. There's terrifying dolls and comic books and a cooler labeled water that I will never fucking open. I have no idea how long that's been back here. Let's get into some new stuff, guys. I reached one of my dieting goals recently. Yeah. Everyone in White Castle knows me by name. Very proud of that. You see, I've reached the point in my life where I realize that my dieting goals can't be me losing weight because it never fucking works. So now I just want to have fun whenever I go out to eat. Like, some of my other goals are, I want to eat at a Rally's and a Checkers at the same day. Right? It's going to be a lot of driving, but I want to figure it out. I want to go to a fancy restaurant and order a really expensive steak, and when they bring it to my table, I want to pour Burger King ranch all over it. And eat it in front of the cook or the waiter. And I'm like Dan said, I'm from Toledo, Ohio, which is a test market for Taco Bell, meaning that we get a lot of Taco Bell stuff before the rest of the country does. So, another one of my goals is I would love to get in a class action lawsuit after I get diseased from eating a, I assume, Mountain Dew shelled taco. It's bound to happen one of these days. But I know I need to start watching what I'm eating. Not because of my weight. I got a splinter from a Triscuit last week. I didn't even know that was fucking possible. I have to snack with special gloves now? It's unbelievable. And also, I should probably be upfront. I didn't gain all of this weight through eating. I actually gained it all through drug use. Yeah, don't huff Pam. The only high you get is cholesterol. That's not fun for anybody. Guys, I know I look the part, but I should probably tell you also that I'm an adult. Yeah. I have an adult job. I do valet at a hospital up in Toledo, and something strange happened last week. I got up to my podium, where I stand every day for 7 hours, and when I get to the podium, I look down, and to my left, there is a dead bird lying on the ground. And I know I can't go this entire 7-hour shift with a dead bird lying next to me, but I didn't have anything nearby that I could pick up the bird with to clean it up with. So I had to go into my car and just grab a random piece of fast food trash that I had, go over, pick up the bird, and then walk it across the parking lot to a trash can and throw it away. Which gave me a lot of time with this bird, and it gave me a lot of time to think. And I came to a kind of a weird conclusion, and that is that a dead bird is a lot like masturbation. See, because both things are completely normal, but also really fucking disgusting, and you don't want to see them in public. And that morning I had to clean up after both with a McDonald's napkin, so I think that's called the circle of life, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that's what they were singing about. But yeah, guys, I do adult shit all the time. Last week I had ice cream for breakfast twice. I got to go on the internet as long as I wanted. I got to slam a car door and nobody yelled at me. I went to a Toys R Us on a school night, bought a new video game, went home and immediately played it. Yeah! I'm an adult the way a 7-year-old thinks adults are. Like, the only thing I'm not doing is driving my spaceship on the way to my fireman job. But yeah, I did something kind of really adult last week. I went to the bank early, before anyone else. I got there before the bank even opened, and I got to go inside, and I had 2 transactions, completed them really fast and easy, had a wonderful time with the bank teller, and I got out, and it was great. I felt like such an adult for doing this. Now, sure, security did ask me to leave 20 minutes later because I had spent the entire time in the parking lot trying to find the coolest stone in the rock garden. But I did get everything done at the bank. And look at this rock, it's really fucking cool. It's like pink with black speckles in it, and the way it shines in the sunlight's really fucking gorgeous. I love this goddamn thing. Oh, sorry. Alright, let's move on. At this point, you're probably asking yourself, is this guy in a costume? Thankfully, yes, I am in a costume. Which you probably might not know. I'm wearing a costume of a character in the most recent season of Twin Peaks. Which, if you don't know what that is, I'm just enough of a hipster to think you all are assholes because of it. So, that's where we are. And I'll be honest with you, don't let this watch fool you. I got this watch for free because of a Reddit post that told me I could get it for free. The watch face is the pause screen of the Nintendo 64 game GoldenEye, and the battery died like 3 years ago, so it's just set to 420. So again, not a real adult thing, okay? Just want to be sure about that. So I'm doing a pretty good job up here, I think. Maybe, I don't know. This guy's laughing at me as soon as I said that, so... Well, thank you, I appreciate that, because you see, usually, I'm not good at jobs. I'm 30 years old, I got my first job when I was 16. In those 14 years, I've had 13 jobs and been fired from all but one of them. Like, it's a really bad track record. And I always get fired for stupid shit, like, I got fired for my first job, I was a janitor at a company, and I got fired for taking candy off of a secretary's candy dish on her desk. And they caught me. Dumb thing could happen to anybody. I got fired from a Chipotle for telling an abortion joke. Dumb thing, it could happen to anybody. One of my favorite jobs, though, that I got fired from, I was a nude model in college. And I know what you're thinking. Jesus Christ, John, what happened to you since college? No, I was fat then too, assholes. That's actually the reason that I got the job. There were 5 of us that were models for the classes. 4 of them were thin, wafy art school girls. And then there's me. Not at all that. I've got a lot of different curves and things, and that's kind of why they wanted me. Plus, the abstract art students really liked my junk. I'll never understand why, but they did. But the job was really easy. There's a kid over there with a Bowling Green shirt, which is hilarious, because Bowling Green is where I fucking did this job. Yeah, every Tuesday and Thursday, I had to wake up at 7 a.m. and ride my bike into campus to get nude for 2 hours in front of 40 intro to life drawing students, all of them freshmen. Meaning that I was probably someone's first terrible college sexual experience. And I'm very proud of that. But the job was really easy. I split into like 45-minute blocks with a half-hour break in the middle. And the first block of the class, what I would have to do is, I'd have to get in like quick positions that I'd have to hold for like a minute or two, that they'd have to draw really quickly just to, you know, understand how the human form moves. Imagine me naked. Please, it's my fetish. So I'm doing all of these tiny moves like this, so they can figure out how the human body moves. And then we take a half-hour break in the middle, and we'd come back, and instead of short poses, I'd have to get into a pose that I'd have to hold for the entire 45 minutes so they could get a more detailed drawing. If you can't see me right now, I look sexy as shit. So I had to get into this position, and I'd have to hold it for 45 minutes while completely naked under blindingly hot lights. And I fell asleep constantly. It was the most relaxing sleep of... I have been chasing nude model sleep my entire life. If it was brighter in here and there was like 3 times the audience, I might just take a nap right now, but instead we gotta deal with this. Hey, whoever's controlling the smoke machine, right now would be a great time to give me a puff. Damn it, really? It's broken. Oh, here we go! Yeah! That's right. Fuck it, I'm doing the rest of the set like this. Alright. So yeah, I fell asleep constantly at that job. Did I get fired for it? No. I got fired for snoring and disrupting the other students. Shitty way to go, but I fucking love that job. I learned something important at that job. Someone that's forced to stare at your penis for 2 hours will not give you their phone number. No matter how many times you're asked to just hang out. I don't want to do it. Alright, guys. Getting to the end of my set. Made a guy laugh so hard he's farting right now. It's fucking fantastic. This is a wonderful goddamn show that's happening right now. really sorry to call you out, but that's seriously the coolest thing that's ever happened at a show I've performed at. God damn. Alright, I'm gonna get out of here on this. Guys! If I didn't make you laugh, I apologize. I know it's my job to come up here and make you guys laugh, but like I said earlier, really shitty at my jobs. So let me at least leave you with this. If I didn't make you laugh, I want to at least leave you informed. So here's a bit of information I want to share with you. Something you can, share with your friends, your family. Like a Snapple cap kind of fact, alright? So here's information for you. Did you know that when a man ejaculates, he releases semen from his body at 27 miles an hour? Yeah. That's why it's illegal to do in a school zone. You ever been to a comedy show and a guy just does 15 minutes of really weird kid jokes and bitching about his job and you get really creeped out? You're welcome. My name is Jon Ruggiero. It's been a goddamn pleasure. Thank you very much, everybody.
Hello.
I'm back up here again.
Yes.
I'm going to take off this tight-ass jacket. Jesus Christ. It matches, if you've seen the show, it's the exact color of the jacket that the guy wears, but Jesus Christ, I could not find it in 3X. Unbelievable.
So we'll start off. This is a special edition of the Comedy Corner. I'm going to look here with Jon Ruggiero. Just a little conversation. First of all, I'm going to start with this.
Sure.
You made a reference to what is the reference? I don't understand it.
So, first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks, you were following the FBI agent Dale Cooper as he investigates a murder in a small town, and then David Lynch fucking happens to it, and shit gets really weird. So, in the second season, there is a clone of Dale Cooper out in the world, whose name is Dougie Jones, and at one point, Dale Cooper and Dougie Jones switch minds. It's very fucking strange, but the entire time, Dougie Jones is a real estate agent in Las Vegas and dresses like this. Exactly like this the entire fucking time. And I fucking love his terrible outfits.
So let's explore the pyramid that goes into the reference he's making. First of all, you have to know what Twin Peaks is. Everybody? Anyone here not know what Twin Peaks is? You guys don't know what Dora the you don't know what Dora the Explorer is. You're like, that's old school stuff. I don't know. There's a monkey and she talks Spanish. I don't know. Okay. Anybody else not know what Twin Peaks is? Any reference? Yeah. See, those guys are older. They don't get it. Okay. Now, then you have to know which season you're talking about. Then you gotta know the character. Then you gotta know what that character looks like. Mm-hmm. You are pyramiding your way up to, like literally, he can do this, like 4 people know what he's doing. Yes. And one of them wrote the episode. That's about it. He's like, yeah, I get it. I kind of get it. David Lynch's like, I got no idea. I got nothing.
That's exactly what I'm going for.
It's
esoteric of a costume.
You got to. It's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
It's that or like slutty nurse. That's really the only options. We all know that. Although I gotta say, I love the costume because not only are you're committed to the king, I like it, but it's the fact that you can see through the shirt to the t-shirt you're wearing. That makes it.
Only white undershirt.
Yeah, that makes it. That's what makes it. You're like, I see the commitment, but you can tell what your shirt says.
$20 at Savers got me all this, motherfucker. That's what I do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we've talked about time. We talked about your influence and things like that. What are you like right now? What are you doing? Are you anything going on in Toledo?
Luckily, we had kind of a drought in the comedy scene in Toledo. We have a comedy club, and every couple of months we have shows run by guys. But luckily, me and 2 other comics from the area, Mike Czar and Keith Bergman, we are running a show every Thursday night. It's an open mic at this place called Home Slice Pizza in Toledo.
Yeah, I heard about that, yep.
And we've done our first 3 weeks, and it's been great every single time. We've had people coming in from Dayton and up into Michigan and just from all around. And yeah, we're 3 weeks in, and it's been going fantastic. I hosted it for the first time by myself this past week, and I'll be doing it again next week. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you who don't do stand-up or whatever, like I said, I used to do stuff in Toledo a few years ago, and then I have a job, and that makes it hard. Yeah. But I'm not from Toledo. I used to go to Toledo, and Toledo will have the thing where they'll have something going, and then it'll just get the rug pulled out from under them. And I don't understand it. Martinez used to do the Suckin' Hookah.
Yep.
I used to be there for that. Bergman had 2 Buck Yucks.
Yeah.
At that, and that was taken away as soon as like baseball season started.
Yeah,
right across from.
Yeah.
So when you get a venue like that, and that's the thing, they do have a community that really well. You just got to support it, and they do up there, and that's really cool. Yeah. So yeah, I like to hearing you're working with. I know Mike Czar. I've done a couple shows with him, and then Bergman. I met Bergman in Findlay.
Oh, sure.
Years ago, and he was doing shows up there, and I knew Bergman from there. So yeah, that's really cool to see what's going on. Anything, but you in particular, you got any shows? Or you just doing that on a weekly and then getting bookings whenever?
Yeah, and then it's catch can for anything else. If anyone wants me on any shows, I would love to go on. Basically, I've done in the past year. I've had to do a show where if I say something wrong, I have to eat a hot dog. And I have to stay on stage the entire time while I eat all of the hot dogs. It's a show run in Columbus that's just called Hot Dog with an exclamation point, and it's fucking amazing. At the end of the show, I didn't get too many hot dogs, but there were 2 comics still on stage that had to finish their 18 hot dogs that they got because they kept telling horrible dick jokes. It was a phenomenal show.
That is the proper punishment for those. That is...
But yeah, that's the nice thing about this Midwest comedy scene is that there's a bunch of people trying new stuff. Like up in Michigan, there's guys running this thing called Cinema Roast Crunch, where it's just comics coming in and doing like Mystery Science Theater style riffs of terrible movies. Out in Fort Wayne, there's an entire collective called Let's Comedy that they're putting on shows. Yeah. So it's amazing to see what these guys are doing with the scene. And yeah, in terms of me, I do Home Slice every week and then try and find whatever shows I possibly can to get on.
And that's honestly that's the way to do it.
Absolutely.
Get on there, and like I said, you can get a regular, go with it, and then like I said, just pick up the bookings. Just disclosure, we had some guys cancel out last night. I talked to him like a week before or something, and he hosted another show, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, we're booked through April. I'm like, oh, we're booked through April, and all of a sudden, guys cancel. I go, hey man, you can do it. Can you do another show next weekend? Like, he's like, yeah, fine. So it was good. Yeah. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was fun to come.
It's a pleasure. I love Lima.
We like having you out here. We like, bringing people, and like I said, this isn't a traditional venue, but that's really what, like now, that's what you got to do. You got to do these different.
Yeah, but shit, now that the show's over, I'm gonna go over there and buy a magazine that has Slash on the cover of it.
There you go.
I fucking love Slash.
And that's the American dream. All right. So this has been the Comedy Corner. My name's Dan Fraley. I'm not Gromy, don't have a catchphrase, but I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right.
You're watching Zombie Takeover Television.
Here I was huffing airplane glue in a sandwich bag. Just all I could of breathing it on into my lungs and getting high. And then I'd take me a hit of that gas right after I'd hit. Man, you talking about a warped mind, I got one. Things come to me you wouldn't believe, just like I was saying, this woman, a beautiful woman, just like a lady from heaven, like an angel's body, pretty blonde diamond shapes in it, and the tongue was just like the snake's too, sticking out like this at me, and her body was like an angel's from heaven. And just imagine this, man, a rattlesnake head's on this pretty, beautiful, naked girl's body. I'd say she looked about 19 or maybe 20 years old to me. And light or flood, I'd sniff hit by the cans. I'd go around, man, with a sock in my hand like that, soak it down, and I wanted all that good stuff I could get in me. And here, man, I was it. I was Superman. It seemed like I could stand in front of a coal train and stop it. And that's stuff that had me thinking, I guess, to get me killed.